This week on the Magnificently Huge podcast, Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
Welcome to the Magnificently Huge podcast with your hosts, Eric Reed, Brian Kruger, and Chris Ryerson. Three idiots who decided to slap an adverb together with an adjective to bring you one magnificently huge discussion each week about the movies and pop culture we kinda like, maybe even secretly love, before we ultimately crap all over them. We're not here to save the world, we're just here to make it weirder, one podcast at a time. This is Magnificently Huge.
This is the fourth and final Monty Python film with the complete cast, and in my opinion, it's the best one. Their first film, and now for something completely different, was just a greatest hits of sketches from the show. Holy Grail and Life of Brian, they were good, but this is the one that is the darkest and grossest. There's a lot of opinions on this film. It is definitely a cult film now, and it is a perfect encapsulation of the 80s, if you ask me. I don't know. Let's talk about it.
Go. Do it. Go.
Oh,
hello.
Public domain, intro music. It's the music that we can't get kicked off of things for playing public domain. Intro music. Yeah.
That was zazzy. That was very Bob Fosse. Fosse.
Yeah.
Fosse.
We're working on it.
Yeah.
Programming note, to justify my laziness, because I don't want to put as much effort into editing the show anymore, I'm using the fact that shows are getting kicked off of RSS feeds for copyright infringement as my excuse.
So enjoy all those music shows that are never going to happen now.
Yeah, all the music shows are never going to happen, and all the little drops that were happening throughout the show for the last decade, those are going to go away because of the man, not even because of the man, because of the algorithm. Fuck everything.
Because of Skynet. Skynet ruined podcasting.
I heard a thing this week on the Sam Cedar show. Apparently, their show gets just gobbled up by AI bots to train off of. And the way the AI companies get around having to pay anything is they start as nonprofits.
Well,
they start as nonprofits. Their bot goes out, collects all the information. Once they have done however much training they think is necessary to do so, they then go public, and then they become a company for profit, and they have all the data they've just collected on all the shit they gobbled up.
Nice. Maybe we should do that because we're technically a nonprofit. So yeah,
we're more of a loss than a profit.
we're in the red constantly.
And like all AI companies, it's not like we have to have something that works or is profitable.
Our problem is that we're not losing enough money to convince people that we're worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Oh shit! Okay, that's the mistake we've been making.
We just did not do this the right way, guys. Damn.
Yeah. Welcome to the Magnificently Huge podcast. My name is Brian.
Hi, Brian. I'm Chris.
I'm Eric.
Yes, you are all the time.
Even more about AI. So, our good friend Bernie Sanders is out there promoting legislation, which of course will never happen. But he's got a really solid point, which is, why are we letting these guys privatize centuries of human knowledge?
Right.
They literally don't have a product unless it's built on the backs of what came before, and this should all be like a public good. And he's right. And
but, we're in
that, and a quarter will buy you a pack of gum.
But we're in the second Gilded Age, so that just means everything has to generate some sort of profit, or it's just useless.
The thing though is AI doesn't work. I mean, no matter how much
shut up.
No matter how much they compute, they throw at this thing, it still doesn't work. It hasn't worked. It won't work. But the thing that I no one ever talks about, and this is the part I find the most interesting, when these CEOs say things like, the great thing about AI is I can work them 24 hours a day, and none of them ever go to HR. Which I actually heard one of them say. It's like, so what they're really saying is, I want slaves.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not, say what you want about the morality of enslaving people and how bad it is for the people. How bad is it for the person who wants the slave that they learn to treat something outside of themselves, as, property. Like, what if we did have AI and there was an app on your phone where you could create an AI friend, right? Now, imagine a kid in grade school wakes up in the morning, creates an AI friend, treats it like shit all day, and at the end of the day, tortures it with, I'm going to delete you. Ha 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 ha. No, please don't delete me. Oh, I'm going to do it. And then he deletes his AI friend, murders his AI friend, and then in the morning creates a new one, does it all over again. What kind of psychopath do you generate by making people who think of AIs as people who they can do anything they want?
Eric, you said that as imagine a future as if that's not our current present.
Yeah.
It is?
Yes. There were people who got really upset when like the latest version of ChatGPT came out because it reset all of their digital friends and like changed their personalities.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, we're there.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why you're seeing younger people having a harder and harder time like relating to each other is, in addition to the algorithms only feeding you things you want to hear, you now have these digital friends that are sycophants. And
well, then I am really interested in seeing the psychopaths being generated.
Oh God,
who now can murder individuals regularly.
Sure, one of them just became the world's first trillionaire.
Yeah.
Well, he murdered real people.
Also that, but
like a lot of people.
Yeah,
a lot of people. Blood on hands. That's what you get when you're a trillionaire.
Yeah,
but if you want to make an omelet, you got to break about a couple billion eggs, right?
Oh, that sucks. I would really like to see the numbers on that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm sure that Gemini or something could run those numbers for you.
Gemini will make up a number for you at least.
Yeah.
So just 42 is the answer.
Yeah. Wow. That's a good. There you go. Bringing it back.
Okay. We were born at the right
that.
time. Not only did we get here just in time for the cool stuff, we're going to get out of here just in time for the bad stuff.
Please.
Oh, no, we're not.
Yeah. Giant meteor 2028.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
welcome to the show. Doom and gloom.
We're a bunch of really positive, upbeat guys that talk about fun.
We live in the same world as you. You know exactly what the fuck we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, screw everybody. We're Gen X. We watch cartoons in the 70s.
Not our fault.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. We're like supposed to be doing a show where we talk about all the fun stuff we've been watching and doing every week. And then we keep getting distracted by how fucked the world is. And so the show is reflecting our lives.
Yeah. There is no more fun. Just get over it.
Yeah.
Zero.
So let's go to a segment where we try to talk about fun and fail. It's called the fresh shit.
This shit is fresh.
Oh shit, that is fresh.
This stuff is really fresh.
You want some joy in your life?
I do.
Why not?
So there's a couple of documentaries on the HBO Max right now that I highly recommend. Highly recommend. One is the one on Earth, Wind, and Fire that Questlove has done. So he's on a roll. He's been doing a bunch of those. Thanks for them. But it's called Earth, Wind, and Fire. To be celestial versus that's the weight of the world. And it's just, your typical chronology of band history, et cetera, And really, it's a good primer on all of their music, which is just banging. I mean, until you get to the 80s where everything tended to fall apart for a lot of those big time 70s acts. But it kind of takes them through from their early stages when they were sort of like this weird, like granola hippie peace love kind of thing. And then they mutated into that just crazy, like astral Egyptian Afrocentric, like stage show extravaganza.
Now, how much of that is influenced by Sun Ra? Just out of curiosity.
I don't think any of it, according to the documentary.
Oh, okay.
But they were definitely influenced by like P-Funk and George Clinton and stuff like that, as they got more and more extravagant. So
that is wild how every 10 years the culture would literally shift into some new but recognizable way of doing things. And it was that way for so long until the 2000s or so. And then suddenly there weren't huge shifts like that where you go from hippie granola to funk to corporate electronica.
it's kind of crazy, but it's definitely. I mean, it's not my favorite of the Questlove documentaries, but it's definitely very solid. Like I'm trying to like the one they did on Donna Summer was good. Uh, but even the one I saw like last year, I don't think it was Questlove, but it was on Rick James. So they all have that same flavor. It's like here's the beginnings. I mean, they're African American artists, so they grew up in segregation, and they talk about like in the South, all of that nonsense of the Jim Crow era and how they kind of come out of that. But they're all clearly traumatized by it in some way, and that sort of drives their music, which makes it so much better in the long run. It's just very like standard documentary setup.
He has a template.
Yeah, basically. But I mean, it's like you can't really avoid that for the artists from that era. So it's it's good. But just you'll learn some bits about Earth, Wind, and Fire you may not have known. I won't spoil them for you in case you should watch the documentary. But it's
in case you didn't know, because they don't teach it in schools anymore. America used to be even more racist. Just so
well, I mean, we're going back to it.
There's an amount greater than 100%.
Until you start seeing pictures of crowds of people smiling at lynchings, it isn't as bad as it used to be. We're working on it.
This is why my laziness and I want to drop a drop of everyone's a little bit racist from Avenue Q here, but I won't.
Yeah, but we can imagine it. We can imagine it.
So that's all I'm going to do now. I'm just going to verbalize.
Is a little bit racist. Public domain song.
I'm just gonna, say what drop I would put in now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But I mean, but the whole thing kind of just chronicles their discography, which is why I watch these things. Because I like Earth, Wind, and Fire, but I was never like, oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I do enjoy their work, and so it's just interesting to watch their change from like just this sort of standard peace love kind of thing into the early funk into just like full on. We've embraced disco because it's the end of the 70s and we need a hit, and that's how you get Boogie Wonderland. I mean, it's so funny.
Public domain disco.
Yeah. And then at the very end, they actually talk about September, and it's very sweet because it relates to the birth of the lead guy, his son. So it's it's all very tasteful.
Oh, good, more kids.
Yeah.
Love it when the musicians do stuff for the kids. There's nothing better than when they sing about their kids.
Yeah, but it's also the guy that runs Earth, Wind, and Fires. He's got his human foibles, so they touch on that. And then there's like the group that they bring together, and then they like Philip Bailey is one of them, and then they kind of go into when he did his solo career because he wasn't getting basically like they disbanded Earth, Wind, and Fire at some point, and so then he ends up going to do that thing with Phil Collins in '84, Easy Lover, and then all of that. So it's just it's basically every music documentary is Spinal Tap in one form or fashion. It's just some of them are a little bit more aware of it, so it's good. So there was that one, and then the other one I watched, which I really truly recommend, was on Bob Mackie. It's called Bob Mackie Naked Illusion, and it just chronicles his just insane career as a costume designer. Most notable for the stuff he did for Cher in the 70s and 80s, but he also did costumes for Elton John at the height of Elton John in the 70s. But he did every costume on the Carol Burnett show for their entire run, and it ended up being like 1,700 some odd. I mean, just something ridiculous. And he's the one that actually created that Gone with the Wind curtain rod dress that Carol Burnett wore in that fabulous Gone with the Wind parody. Because they were just saying, well, she pulls the drapes down and they do this. And he's like, well, yeah, here's the sketch. And he draws it out. And he's like, and it's the curtain rod all the way across. That's full on Bob Mackie created that iconic joke. I was like, God bless you, sir. That's amazing. But it's like and he also did the dress that Marilyn Monroe wore for the Happy Birthday, Mr. President. He was involved in that. I was like, what in the hell? So it's just this nice sort of time capsule chronology from like the 60s when he's doing stuff for Mitzi Gaynor, who was sort of the Cher of the 60s. And then he goes into Cher and then all of the stuff that comes after. And I'd forgotten that he did all the costumes for Pennies from Heaven. So he's got these like Depression era clothes for the regular sets. And then when you do the musical numbers, it's all these just glitzy, glamorous things. He was nominated for the Academy Award, and they have this interview with Carol Burnett in the documentary that's just hilarious because she just is so visibly angry by this. She's like, he lost to Chariots of Fire. She's like, guys with just numbers on their shirts, and Bob loses to that. So it's just fun to watch. So if you like entertainment pop culture history from the last like 50 years, Bob Mackie is just part of the fabric of that, no pun intended. And it's such a fun thing to watch. So those are my two feel good documentary choices of the week.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Godspeed.
All right. I'm gonna be a pop culture contrarian today on our podcast.
How was that any different from any other week?
In which I say things that most people don't agree with, I guess.
Oh, so like these are
good.
Like, so these are like
controversy.
Mic drop hot takes.
Sure.
You will.
Here's my hot take. The Masters of the Universe movie is good, actually.
But that's the consensus that I'm reading overall.
Well,
and it's not going to make
certainly isn't reflected by the box office.
Well, but I liken it to the D&D movie from last year. It's like it's really good, is way better than it has any right to be.
Oh, gee.
But
that's an interesting comparison. I would recommend the D&D movie over the Masters of the Universe movie. Yeah,
but you know what I'm saying? It's like nobody went to it because it's just like, it's a lark, it's whatever.
But that's a thing that just keeps getting redone in different formats over and over again. And who the fuck cares? Maybe we're just too old. I didn't know.
We were too old for it when it originated.
Yeah, we were like,
that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah,
always been a stupid ass thing to sell toys. Like let's not call it anything other than what it is. When the Mattel logo shows up in the opening logos crawl, you know what you're in for. But goddamn, if this isn't as good a Masters of the Universe movie as anybody could have made.
I mean, let's not forget that we did a whole show about He-Man years ago where we basically covered all of this. Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Remember
I don't know that I watched enough of it to have had anything to say for a show about He-Man.
We were perplexed. We spent an inordinate amount of time talking about the villain character Fisto, if I recall.
Believe me, Fisto is definitely here.
Yeah.
So, okay. So they take a lot of meta stabs at themselves in this thing.
Right.
So what's happened apparently is that Superman style, when Skeletor rises to power early in the movie, He-Man is spirited away to be hidden away with the Sword of Power so that Skeletor can't get it. And so He-Man is raised in our modern world.
Okay, so they Barbied it.
Yeah, and so he remembers vaguely all of these people. And so the reason they have shitty names is those were the names that 7-year-old He-Man gave to his memories of these people.
Oh, so that's perfect.
That's why that guy is called Fisto and the other guy is called Ram Man.
That's great.
And the actual characters are like, really?
That's great. Cringer.
So they come up with an actual in-universe reason why they have these dumb fucking names and make fun of it and blame it on He-Man. It's great.
Is Orko in it though?
Orko shows up unexpectedly at the very end to give the lesson of the day at the end of the movie.
Does he have the stupid O on his chest?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think it's the original voice actor and everything.
That's amazing.
And at no point was there any indication that Orko exists. He just shows up at the end to give the educational message to justify the existence of the cartoon.
Fan service.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all fan service. But no, I mean, it's actually really fun.
But how's Leto though?
Yeah, how does he manage to fuck it up?
Yeah.
So the reason Jared Leto works is there is no fucking way you can tell it's Jared Leto.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Good. His name is Robert Paulson.
He could be anybody. His voice doesn't sound like Jared Leto.
Nice.
And honestly, maybe he's found his character because, and I think this is also well known. There's actually a point in the movie where there's like a moment where we appeal to Skeletor's, morality or whatever, because really he's a torture villain. And Skeletor's like, no, dude, I'm evil.
Yeah.
That's not going to work at all.
But how does it stack up to, say, Frank Langella in the Masters of the Universe?
See, I was just about to say, the cast of the original is really fucking dope. Dolph Lundgren's a great He-Man. Frank Langella, you don't need to see him. His voice does everything. And Meg Foster was Evil Lynn. I was like, everything about that movie was great.
No. This movie is killing it.
Except, of course, for the movie itself.
Right.
Everything about it was great.
Well, I mean, they lost their budget about a quarter of the way into filming, and it's canon at the end of their run, so it's like, fuck it.
So first of all, Alison Brie is Evil Lynn this time around, and she's amazing.
I mean, she really
steals the movie.
I saw some clip where she's got like that headdress thing, but rather than like put her in a bald cap, they basically just gave her like a half bald cap that they would put the helmet on.
Yeah, they just kind of found a way to tuck her hair into her outfit or something.
So she looks like Riff Raff from Rocky Horror when they take the helmet off. Yeah.
But she's having a lot of fun. The Dolph Lundgren does a cameo to kind of hand off the torch to the new guy. The new guy looks the part. He's good. I mean, honestly, this take on Skeletor, it's a different Skeletor, but he's a lot of fun, and I'm not going to actually spoil the last part of the movie, but I will just say that Skeletor in the final confrontation sequence, well, I don't have to spoil it, but sometime soon there's going to be a lot of memes around Skeletor in the final confrontation sequence. There's no way there won't be. There's no way there won't be.
Does he say it's Morbin time?
He does not.
No.
Oh.
Again, no I don't know if it even is Jared Leto. Like they could have maybe they just licensed his name because like it's
AI. Yeah.
Who knows? But
so
it's good.
So of those cartoons that have already had features done, specifically the 80s. So now we've got Transformers, we've got G.I. Joe, and now we've got this. Like, does it improve the model?
It's just a different take. Like, this thing is leaning into how silly it is, right? Like, part of their marketing campaign was they got all of the actors to dance to the "What's Going On," cover, to put it on social media. This thing knows
the Marvin Gaye song,
huh?
The Marvin Gaye song,
that one
song. Oh, okay.
Really? No. The Four Non Blondes one that's sung poorly. That was a whole. They recreate that.
They were blondes. Gotcha. I knew that part.
Yeah.
Doesn't say Marvin Gaye wouldn't make a lick of fucking sense there. So yes, okay.
Yeah, no. It's just
your taste is better than the joke, Chris.
It's not taking itself seriously at all, right? Like I think the Dungeons and Dragons thing is a closer analog, or I mean, I'm not going to say it's as it doesn't have as many layers as Barbie does, but there's some of that going on here.
Do you think it makes a good case for us to get a live action Thundercats movie? I think is the big question.
Well, I think it's clearly made the case that it won't make a dime at the box office,
but that doesn't matter anymore.
This thing has tanked so hard.
It'll be big on streaming.
That's kind of true. It doesn't matter if it makes money at the box office, does it?
Well, I don't know.
No longer a metric. Yeah.
Maybe this is the more interesting thing. So if you look at like what's just been happening with with box office returns, this thing cost like $250 million to make, and I think it made about $20 million.
Yeah.
Like so far.
That's an abject failure on the marketing part, because I honestly did not know it was coming out. And then suddenly I'm reading all this stuff about how it's so great, it's fun, blah blah blah. I'm like,
I saw so much stuff about it on my feeds. Like I knew it was coming out for sure.
I guess I'm just in an insular world where I don't get any spoilers.
Well, I mean, Andy Griffith wasn't in it, so I don't see how it would show up on your feeds.
How dare you, sir? How dare you? You know I'm a Don Knotts fan first.
So anyway,
this week on the Magnificently Huge podcast, the Telly Savalas Festival. Nothing but Telly movies.
Who loves you, baby? Suck on the lollipop.
Anyway. Yeah, but this isn't just that, right? Like the big James Gunn Superman movie was a big hit, but it only cleared 600 million, whereas like pre-COVID it would have doubled that. I think that just the reality we're in is that the economics of blockbuster cinema have changed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they have to cut their budgets down.
Well, then you get stuff like the Russo brothers moving to Amazon, and they're making these just garbage tentpole type movies for hundreds of millions of dollars, and they're just terrible.
I saw a whole thing on why the original stuff is so bad, and it has everything to do with the metrics. They go to the filmmaker and they say, look, we know this many people watch movies about spies that have funny parts but are still action movies that have, you know, like a thing with a guy who's a professional at something like Ocean's 11 and just
and they travel the world.
Everything around that. Yes. Yeah, and so that's
you
why
watch
they're
the
all
Patrick
the same.
Williams take. Yeah. Yep.
It's like
truly.
Once you hear that, you go, oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, these are scripts coming from a spreadsheet.
Yeah, because we did a whole show on original streaming movies a year or so ago, and I was blown away at how they're all the same thing. But once I found out why, I was like, all right, we get what we deserve.
I mean, they're just Hallmark movie in it. That's all it is. They've just got these enormous budgets for no reason.
But a lot of these are also the streamers picking up movies that the studios are dumping.
Right.
They're like, oh no, this isn't going to work. Who wants it? You know.
In that regard, the test case for me this year is going to be Coyote versus Acme. I'm genuinely interested to see if that's going to be good or not.
The trailer is actually good.
Yeah, so I'm curious because it being released as a giant FU to the studio who tried to bury it. So I'm happy
that it's not being released by Warner Brothers is madness.
Yeah.
I am curious, but I guess I just want to see if it's a joke that can sustain a whole movie, because that definitely feels like a good, episode of Venture Brothers, but not necessarily a whole movie. I don't know.
I think it's sustainable.
Or Harvey Birdman. That thing has got Harvey Birdman written all over it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right. So, Eric, what fresh shit have you brought today?
Yeah, regale us.
This break, I guess we call it, I binged out and watched all of Euphoria, including the new season and final season, season 3. Have either of you?
With that, is that the one with Sydney Sweeney and Zendaya and all that?
Yes.
Okay, I haven't seen it. Yeah,
and it is. God, okay.
It's a soap opera, right?
It's really great. Yeah. It's like a teen show, but one that isn't. I don't know. It's a lot rougher and darker than that. Is
it like the kids version, the movie Kids?
No.
Yeah. It's that level of darkness, but it's like
it's dark.
It is a brutal show, and I really liked it how it didn't pull any of its punches in that first season. It didn't do anything cliche. It didn't do anything I expected, and the characters were at times absolutely psychotic, but in a believable way.
Right.
I thought it was really well done. The second season, they jettisoned some characters. They stayed with the main ones who were, important to the story. it was still dark, but it was like, okay, I get it. This is a continuation.
Yeah,
all right, it's
I
not gonna be
bounced
as good,
early
but
in the second
it's
season.
Still it's worth watching. You get to that third season. This one takes place, and no, this one was shot 3 years after season 2. Like they just stopped, and I guess they were like, we'll get back to you.
Yeah, the one thing
we have more. That or HBO said, we're making enough money off these first 2 seasons. You don't have to do anything right now.
I did read.
I'm not sure
on the new season,
but they come back years later and they flash forward in the show to when they're young adults, and they have changed all of the characters' personalities.
Interesting.
Just about. It is.
The one thing I read was
how little they cared about the show they had already created. It was just an amazing drop. It was crazy how cliche the show becomes in the third season, when they were just absolutely against doing anything cliche in the first 2. I don't know.
Well, okay, Chris has been trying to get in, so I'll let him get in.
I don't know if I can recommend this show or not based on how pissed off I am at that third and final season.
Well, it that sort of jives with some of the stuff that I had read, where the critics were basically just saying all of the main actors
blows by
had checked out. Like
I'll bet anything that my audio cut out.
No, we've been going the whole time. You guys just keep talking over each other.
Motherfucker.
Eric, we can hear you.
Yeah, no, I don't hear a word you're saying.
Really?
Oh, no. This is fun. No wonder he didn't know Chris was trying to get in.
I figure out, okay.
Yeah. So he wasn't being a dick.
Okay.
That's a first.
Yeah, for the audience, normally I would edit this, but again, I'm going to be lazy and I'm just going to let this ride. We're going to hear it, and it's going to be fine.
It also jives because anytime Eric is trying to get a word in edgewise, he just starts like bemoaning and screeching.
This is true. This is true. So, anyway, Chris, what were you going to say? Because I guess you could say it.
I think that what he just said jibes with everything I read. That the actors were just
so. For me, I had bounced off of this show in the second season because there was like an irredeemable character, or at least a character that really hurt another character, and then those two get shipped. Hello.
Oh,
hello.
Can you hear us now? Is he here? Did we lose Eric? All right, I'm going to pause the recording and we're going to figure this out. Okay, I've unpaused the recording. We have Eric back now. Everything's just Smurfy. Thank you so much.
And as I was saying, at least Eric wasn't obviously being a dick.
Yeah, well, not this time.
Because that's what it felt like. How dare you be so dismissive? I'm trying to say something important.
Doing my thing, and I'm talking, and I'm like, wow, this is really great. I really got the spotlight here. Cool. I can get my point across. And then I hear nothing. And I'm like, it's
oh.
Yeah, no, see, this is podcast gold right here.
Yeah.
This is so clearly not an AI podcast because of all of the humanity that you just heard. Think about that. Think about how human that moment was.
Yeah, it's so human that it could be called AI slop and nobody would know.
Yeah. Humans for wrestling against the digital fuck ups of the world. Anyway,
continue.
I recreate that, Chat GPT.
Yeah. But as I was saying,
I was going off on how like my recollection at the point of which I bounced on this show a couple years ago was in season 2, they like start shipping characters that were like, there's no way they would have gotten together based on what happened in the first season. Like the guy was such a like psychopath, and then like somehow he's still around, and like now we're going to be in a relationship with him or something. I'm like, oh, this is just a soap opera. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And
but
apparently
he's
the only point
psychotic. I love him.
Yeah, the only point of season 3 is this is the show where you can see Sydney Sweeney's tits, everybody. That seems to be the marketing campaign.
I mean, but is that really even a draw anymore?
I mean, season 3, no. Because I've seen them so many times now. It's just, they're tits.
I mean, I've not seen anything she's done, but every time I see her on a red carpet thing, I'm just like, how is this? It's basically useless. Because she's got, a giant bosom or something.
Yeah, she got big
boobs.
boobs, but also she's been pretty much pushing the MAGA button. And so, like, I'm sorry, but your tits got worse as a result, Sydney Sweeney.
There is a scene in season 2 when she is now she is with her best friend's boyfriend. That's the whole thing between these two characters. But she's walking with him and she's dressed like his first girlfriend, the best friend, which means really tight tops, really tight skirt. And of course, she's got like fucking enormous tits. And she's walking, and I swear it was supposed to be a joke, the way they're going foam, foam with every step she takes. I'm like, no, that's her. At some point, it stops being sexual and just starts being concerning.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it got her a career, I guess.
Shake your moneymaker. All
right.
Anyway,
yeah. Well, hey,
so
if it wasn't for Euphoria,
you don't necessarily recommend
she wouldn't
it,
have gotten. If it wasn't for that show, she wouldn't have gotten Madam Web. That's all we can say.
Well, thank heaven for small favors.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like that first season. I'm okay with the second season, and the third season is just such a betrayal. And everything I'm reading online, everyone is the same way. What happened to the characters we used to watch? These aren't the same people.
I mean,
basically, they all had a contract for at least one more season, and they couldn't get out of it, and so they're like, "Fine, let's get this over with."
Yeah.
No, the writers didn't care about the characters they had created. They were like,
that's how I felt about the second season. It's like, why would this have happened? So that was when I checked out. I was like, none of this is even believable.
Which, when you look at shows like White Lotus, it makes much more sense to do that format, because then you don't have to worry about casting the same people every season.
Yeah,
right?
but then you have to find different tits every season. Like,
oh, is that
There's a lot of tits. There's one thing. America cannot produce actors, but we produce memories. That's
Thanks for the memories.
Yes.
Okay.
We have a nation of useless tits.
Fucking terrible. Oh,
you're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome. I'm here to debase the show with Masters of the Universe and the word tits. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, Fisto. I'll go see it for that alone.
Fisto.
Got your Ram Man right here.
How long do you think they sat around that writer's room going, God damn it, how do we make these names work before they came to why don't we have like a kid naming them? It's a smart way around, but it's like,
but it's also
it's against the material. It's like at that point, why are you making this?
Well, it's almost like the Lego movie. You get to the end and you find out that it's just the dad playing with his kid with a bunch of Legos, and that's why it was just so gonzo. I mean,
but in this case, it actually really was the world of Eternia, and he really had been, shuttled away.
Yeah, Space Jesus.
But yes, they do have to come around again. I'm fine. I'll spoil a joke, but at the end, they're like, so what did you call yourself? And he's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to tell you. No, what was it? He-Man.
With his power sword. Oh, we could go on all day. Just find our old episode. You'll hear all of it.
Yeah. Anyway,
it's good.
It's good. It deserved better than $20 million at the box office. I'm sad, but whatever.
Hey, I hope they get a good toy line out of it. That's all.
Boy, wouldn't that be something? I want a Fisto character now.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
You are a Fisto character.
Oh, Fisto your nose.
What?
All right. Shall we get on with the show then?
Yes, please. Fresh does go better, but not always.
The meaning of life.
Yes.
The meaning of life.
The meaning of life.
And in this one, it's not 42. Let's just put that on the table right now.
No, this is Monty Python's The Meaning of Life.
There you go.
Not Douglas Adams.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which apparently, when they started this, Adams was doing a thing called The Meaning of Life, L-A-F-F. And that's why at the beginning of Meaning of Life on the title card, the tombstone says Meaning of Life, and then the lightning bolt strikes it and says life. Because Terry Jones didn't want anybody to confuse the two somehow.
Eric, why The Meaning of Life this time around?
Yeah.
Because of the way I remembered it as a kid. This was one of those staples of cable TV
Right.
that they would show in the daytime and should not have because kids in 6th grade had come home and watched this movie.
Yeah.
It's pretty
And
hard
I
R.
remember, just how dark it was. And I was like, I want to revisit it and see if it's still funny. I think it is. I think it's every bit as funny.
It's
doing research on it, though. I was disappointed to find out that there really isn't a thesis about the meaning of life. That was like, they had a sketch comedy movie they wanted to do, and they were like, we need some kind of organizing element. Oh, fuck it. The meaning of life. That's grand and stupid and impossible. And they mold their sketches to fit it. But in the end, they make actually a pretty dark case about what life actually means. If you deconstruct it and you ignore the fact that they didn't mean to, those segments are all pretty,
Eric Idle's nihilism.
Well, I loosely compare it to the same era with Mel Brooks. This is sort of what History of the World Part 1 is to Mel Brooks. This is to Monty Python. That's kind of how I approach it, because there's good stuff and it makes me laugh, but it's not my favorite, if that makes any sense. I still enjoy it, but I think Monty Python specifically benefited in Holy Grail and Life of Brian because they had an actual sort of narrative structure where they could put all of the goofiness in it, and it just didn't seem hemmed in. This one, it's just sort of they're all over the place, and it fits the theme, but it doesn't hold me as much. Overall.
And that is what makes me like this more than Life of Brian and Holy Grail. That really? I think they were tied to a story.
Yes.
And they wanted anarchy. And here you get it. Right up to the point where the opening featurette attacks the main feature halfway through.
Yes.
That is the perfect metaphor for this movie.
And apparently they weren't going to do that. They were just going to do that as part of the sketch bit. And then
it was just going to be an animation. And then Terry Gilliam was like, just let me make it. And it is
the Crimson Permanent Assurance,
which is its own thing, which is just chef's
kiss.
It is
so Time Bandits. Yeah.
Well, and it's sort of like his test reel for Brazil is what I like about him.
It is clearly,
so it's good.
The undisputed master of low budget miniature effects, right? Terry Gilliam.
Yes. And I did recently watch Time Bandits again, and it just all of that early stuff just holds up so well. It's crazy.
Yeah, the man got that shit in camera. Yeah. The amount of motion of the building he gets out of just dollying the camera past the windows of a building.
I know, it's amazing
in the right way. So well made.
And when they're shooting off the file cabinet cannons, it's the same tracking shot. He's just got it edited in at different points. And it's such a great use of footage for the budget.
If you weren't used to Monty Python animation, though, where he takes a cutout of something and then, scrolls it along past something else. So it's like still images you recognize are now moving. It looks the same as when he takes a building and he scrolls it from right to left through a cityscape.
Right.
The way the model building is sailing, it looks like a Monty Python cartoon.
Yeah.
Just
but he also
graphically.
But he also gives it such motion because when they like turn the whole shipbuilding starboard, they just do like a camera track pan to show the movement. I mean, it's like it's all these little like technical bits that like people wouldn't think about, but it just adds so much flavor to the whole thing. It's just lots of chef's kiss.
Yeah, it still feels more real to me than a lot of CGI stuff does.
Exactly.
Now.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's got a tangibility that's really.
But I also like it that it puts you on the back foot a little bit because you're like, this is a Monty Python movie. Like, what the hell's going on? And then they just like the joke at the beginning is like, oh, it's just the short before the feature. So then when it shows up later, I'm like, oh, fuck you. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Just tie it all in.
I'm with Eric on this one. I liked this better, certainly than Life of Brian. specifically because it was like Monty Python's Flying Circus, and any idea could be murdered before it ran out of steam, and you could just move straight to the next thing. There was a point where I actually expected a character to say, and now for something completely different, just because that's the kind of movie this is.
Well,
and
but
that's Monty Python to me.
Yeah.
There's one important difference with this film also with the other three that affects its tone greatly. This one was not co-funded by the BBC.
Right.
The BBC paid for the other three, and so they were able to say things like, that's too dark, that's too much.
Right.
And so on this fourth one, they were able to just go balls out because no one was there to stop them.
Maybe this is like,
so you get some of the, well, we'll get to it, but everyone talks about the vomiting scene, but there's a lot worse. I think.
Oh, there's so much worse than the vomiting scene.
Maybe in that regard too, because this is also right towards the breakup period where they were all just sick of each other as a troupe. Like the egos just essentially took over, and it was just starting to get cumbersome. And so you can tell that might be why it's such a dark flavor, because they just were like old, like middle-aged men at this point. Like, fuck. So maybe in that regard, it's like the Temple of Doom of the Monty Python movies, because it's just like everything is just terrible. All right, but it works.
So it is broken up into 7 chapters for no reason other than we're going to stick with this idea of the meaning of life.
Right.
The first being birth, which I think is really about indifference. I mean, the whole thing is like you've just been born into a bureaucratic nightmare. Welcome.
Right.
I thought it was about, I mean, they pretty quickly go from birth into like just scathing anti-religion
poverty.
Bits.
Yeah.
for quite a bit. Like, so coming into this, my wife and I were both apprehensive. We're like, I have good memories of this. It's from the early 80s. Most early 80s comedy does not go so well nowadays. Oh boy, I hope we don't ruin a good memory here.
It's a bitter pill, but yeah.
And we fire it up. But and of course, it's not long.
Every sperm is sacred is
before
just
you get
timeless.
to that. Yeah. And they go full balls out Oliver on it, right? Like it is.
But I love. But it's also just
musical number.
But it's also just, it's so British though, because it's basically the Catholics versus the Protestants, and you get both perspectives in that one sketch. And so it's just, Michael Palin walking in, working man, and he's got just 100 kids.
Yeah.
It's just like, I've got to sell you all for scientific experiments. And no. I've thought long and hard. That's what it's got to be.
I remember watching it with my grandmother in the room, who was very Catholic, and her blanching at that whole sequence. Just, oh my God. I'm like,
yeah. But that's
and I remember asking her, but isn't this true? Isn't this really what we're all about?
Yeah. Because it's just Michael Palin talking about, if they just let me put a condom on, we'd all be okay.
But I like the fact that children for medical research. Yeah.
And then they go into that fabulous musical number, which would work in any Broadway show, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But, and then you think
joke. Yeah. I mean, that's what makes it so funny, is that it's like very standard. And like you say, very Oliver, very thank you very much. Thank you very much. But it's about cum.
But the beauty of it is
100 kids singing it too.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ. And I mean, okay,
this was nuns.
Probably the most uncomfortable I got, which is, to sell this guy's abject poverty, they had no problem putting completely naked little kids in a couple of the shots, which was like, boy, that's not getting made now.
Well, it's very, very Dickens.
No, I remember it was very Dickens, and it was fine, and it was appropriate, and it was done as it should have been done, and all of that. It was unnecessary, but
well,
but it's just one of those. That's probably the most poorly aged part of this movie, was just those shots.
I guess
made me uncomfortable.
Occurred to me. That all came about with Brooke Shields and the lawsuit over, I can't remember what movie she was in, but there were all sorts of pictures of her as a kid nude, and that's what started the whole "we got to stop this child pornography" thing. If you look back at that whole case, you realize, holy shit, child porn was very widely available up until like the early mid 80s.
Yikes.
Crazy. Yeah, because
Yikes.
nobody thought it was a deal.
That's a dark aside.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I
Interesting.
mean, it was the one thing that kind of jolted me out of the movie. But anyway,
Well, what I love about this sketch though is that so they do this whole number, and it's literally just a slap in the face to the entire Catholic faith. I mean, it's just unabashed about like, oh Jesus, and then it goes into the Protestant side, and it's equally acerbic and stupid, and it's just like they are deflating everything about fucking Christianity in like 5 minutes. It's just so insane.
let's just talk about the logistics of that shot. So the whole Protestant thing is a couple having a conversation about how they could have sex for pleasure anytime, but the guy just doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's a oneer, and he's delivering this very, very long monologue about how awesome it is to be a Protestant, unlike the Catholics across the street. But this takes place by pulling away from the musical number and the kids being sold into medical research or whatever. And the entire shot, there's this parade of
It's
destitute
ongoing.
kids in the background walking out the door of the apartment across the street, walking down the street. And you realize how fucking hard it was to just get that take.
Yeah.
Right. Like just the sheer effort that went into that take.
I thought about that, and I thought, you know what? You only need like a specific number of kids to go out of the door,
did too.
around to the
Like a clown
alley,
car.
into the kitchen, through the living room, back out the door again. And it's like, if you just tell them, just do like a trudge walk for the next half hour and don't stop, you know, and then you can get a couple takes and you're good. But it was a wonderful bit of framing that they didn't lose any of the kids in the window.
Yeah.
But I love it. But then they follow that up, but they go growth and learning, and then they just continue to savage organized religion with the boys' school. And Palin's up there giving that speech, like the prayer. Oh Lord, and also very, very huge.
Here's and there it goes from just, you know, we're indifferent to you, you know, in this life, into now we're going to tyrannize you. It's like I mean, each one of these elements is you. You're the one in school. You're the one being born. You're the one being sold into scientific experiment. And like with each one, you realize, oh, life is terrible. This was not a good choice, you know?
Yeah.
I assume, Eric, that the takedown of religion was particularly fun for you.
I loved it
at any time.
Well, again, I remember asking my grandmother, where is it wrong? What is incorrect here? And being told, shut up. So,
but it's good. But it's also coming on the
prayer
heels.
that Chris, you're talking about, the, you know, oh Lord, you are so very, very huge and super, and then the hymn, which is basically, please don't cook us in any number of ways.
Yeah. Which is typical religion.
The prayer was reminiscent of, do not count to 2 lest it be to 3. 4 is right out.
Yeah. But that also fits, because even the birth stuff where they did the hospital scene and the whole deal was just, get me the machine that goes ping. And it's like,
interesting note that Graham Chapman was a doctor. He he went to medical school, became a doctor, and just decided not to pursue it. Yeah. And he wrote that one because of the way medicine has become more about the machines than people.
Yeah.
So,
and the whole, but it's so, I mean, it's so perfect for even today, because it's like, well, let's bring in all the fancy machines in case the administrator shows up. Yeah. It's like, okay, got to justify all that fucking money.
It hits a little bit harder because this, I think, is one of the first points in the movie where a female character is played by an actress.
Yeah.
And it underscores like how indifferent everybody else is to that character, you know, the mother giving birth in that scene.
Well, and that's a good call out, because that is pretty much the flavor of all of the continuing sketches in the rest of the movie. It's just this like absurd situations where people are just either indifferent or oblivious to the absurdity of it. And it's just, that's the through line for me.
And I'm like, now that we have a woman, let's put her in stirrups and then just treat her like like an object, you know.
One of the funniest, one of the biggest laughs for me in that movie is the very beginning when they're pushing the trolley through the doors. It's like a very constant thing in hospital movies where they push the gurney into the swinging doors to push them open.
Yeah.
But every time they do it, it's like an explosion. And she's laying on the gurney like, oh shit, here comes another one. Boom.
Yeah. So, and then it rolls into these other ones. But by the time you get to growth and learning, it's just, man, I would not want to have had a quote unquote normal education in England in the 50s and 60s. It just seems horrible to me.
And this was the director credit is just Terry Jones. It's not a Terry Gilliam.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Terry Jones doesn't maybe get enough credit for his directing chops.
No, I mean,
he directed all of them.
No, well, he co-directed with Gilliam on
Holy Grail.
But I think Jones did all of Life of Brian. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. And he doesn't get a lot of credit because if you look at like Eric the Viking, that's a solid movie and he doesn't get a lick of credit for it. It's so good. So, you know.
Anyway, so you were about to go off on the school thing.
Well, because you've got that whole just assembly, but then it goes into the classroom instruction, and then here comes Cleese as the stern teacher. Mm-hmm. And then they do that whole bit where it's like, if you're going to the match on Sunday, but you're not having a younger brother who's being taken with a friend, then you take his clothes and put it on the lower peg. And then, the kids are trying to clarify. Nope. It's so simple. Do pay attention, Peters.
Mm-hmm. I just want to say, every time at work, I am given instructions that make no goddamn sense to get something done. I have that clip. Like, I have a link to that clip and I put it into chats where it's like, and the reaction is always one, where did that come from? And two, why don't you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. You're Peters in that.
Yeah, and this is like the ideal Cleese character, right? Yeah. Like, is the teacher, the headmaster.
But where they flip expectations as you go through that, and it's like, okay, this is a normal crazy Python sketch. But then it turns out to be sex education, and then he brings in his wife and literally starts showing them how coitus is performed. But it is so antiseptic, and he's like interrupting to scold students who aren't paying attention. I mean, it's just so left of center crazy. And if you're not familiar with how Python operates, I can't imagine what this scene would be like for you.
Yeah.
It's just so insane.
This movie is not pulling punches.
Yeah. So it's I think they nail sort of just the spit 'em out thing part of education, where it's just like, it doesn't really matter. Just give them some knowledge, but who cares? Don't let them think.
I never could understand why the next one was a chapter called Fighting Each Other, which doesn't seem like something ubiquitous, something that always happens in life. But then I think, okay, the way school ends in this movie is we're oppressing you, we're beating the shit out of you, we're treating you horribly so that we can send you out into the world to beat the shit out of other people and treat them horribly. Yeah. It's like everything about this training is the reason why everyone is the way they are.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to give him enough that much credit. I feel like all the sketches in Fighting Each Other were just sketches that they had that maybe could be somehow placed into a war, and they kind of tacked it on.
Once again, I am just saying, like, I'm reading into the result, not what they meant to do. Mm-hmm. And it just plays that way. That because we go right from them, just mangling children in a rugby match to people getting murdered on a battlefield.
Can I be that base and say that got actual laughs out of me watching the adults just trample the children?
Like, because that's
children
literally
are horrible.
Yeah, and that's literally what sports is like in school.
Yes.
That's if the American version of that would be playing dodgeball in gym. It's like no kid worth the salt wanted to play dodgeball in gym.
Yeah. Like, let's let the big kids beat the shit out of the little kids.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Can I also say that every adult who says that kids need to suck it up has gone 20 years without someone punching him in the face. Mm-hmm. It is such like bullshit. The number of people who are like, Joe, just suck it up. Just get over it. You're a cream puff. It's like, what have you done? Yeah. You go fuck yourself, mom.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Oh,
But it works because then you go into the World War I trench thing, and shit going off all over, explosions, and then they're all trying to honor their lieutenant, and he's like in the moment of the war, and he's like trying to keep him focused, and they're all like basically act like he's shitting all over him because they all start giving him gifts, and they're all versions of clocks because there was a screw up in the communication. Right. So it's like he's got like 3 different kinds of timepieces. It's just so ridiculous.
And none of them are reading the room. And then, in the end, of course, it's no, I'm the one who's not reading the room. When they start lifting up that table in the middle of the battle,
it's amazing. So it's a throwaway, and in the grand scheme, it's like, this feels like they're getting shoved in, but it still works.
Yeah, well, the one that should have gotten edited out was the bit with the tiger in the Zulu battle.
Oh, no way. That was the best.
I love it because it literally shows how English military at the height of empire operated, where the officer corps was just so much above everybody else. Yeah. I think it's pitch perfect.
Yeah, and I think I remember actually thinking John Cleese should be doing more dramatic acting just from the look he gives when that spear goes through his mirror.
Yeah.
That whole thing is like, no, there's no jokes here. It's played so completely straight. It's why it's funny, but I'm like, God, that was so well done. Yeah. Also, how do you get a spear to fly across set through a hand mirror? That's very
I assume with fishing line, but
it was all CG.
It's all optical.
But they're in the middle of like a Zulu battle raging around, and the officer corps is just like shaving, they're reading, they're having tea, and then you get to Eric Idle's character and his leg has been bitten off whole.
Well, it's a bit off,
whole discussion about that. Yeah. It's gone. Does it hurt? Well, it stings a little bit, and then they got to go find the leg. But I think that one all sort of comes to fruition where you get the 2 guys that are dressed like the tiger, and it's just that ridiculous Python-esque word salad. And then the whole thing ends in very typical Python fashion where the Zulu native comes in, and then they've got like the nose ring. It's so uncomfortable. And then he like pulls it.
That was the character that I thought was going to say, and now for something completely different. It was like, okay, this has gone on too long. We don't know how to end it. Fuck it.
And then he like unzips, and it's like a white dude who presents the next one. It's just so, I mean, that when I first saw this movie, that one just floored me. I did not expect that one at all. And it's just a tangible memory now from watching it the first time. It was a mind bender. But those are sort of, I would almost agree with you, Brian, that those are very throwaway, but it still fits the overall.
It felt like padding.
For Python to go from, non sequitur to non sequitur just makes sense. It's like, but find the fish, I think, is the throwaway. Find the fish
absolutely should not have made it into the movie. What the fuck?
I think find the fish is their way of saying, look, we're really not talking about the meaning of life. If you think we're going to give you something, you are really not watching correctly.
Yeah.
we don't mean it. Yeah.
How? Why? What is this?
They're just making fun of shit. And it's just there to be absurd. It's Dada-esque almost.
The only thing that's cool about it is I still don't quite know how the arms work in the costume of the guy with,
because they're like
elbows.
Yeah, they're like 3 feet long and he's still got fingers. Yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah. Oh, that. Yeah.
But to me, it's like that, and then the fish that open the film, where they just come out in the aquarium and they're like, hello,
morning,
hello, morning.
Yeah.
I still do that at work sometimes when I have a meeting that I have to facilitate. And as people start coming in, I just like, morning. Nobody gets it, but it makes me laugh. So, fuck it. But as in high school, when we would watch this movie, that part, that was, to me, was one of the most quotable elements, because we would just walk around and going, oh, fishy, fishy, fish. Where is the fish?
Wouldn't for no reason. Like to know?
Oh, fishy, fish. And it's just a way to just cleanse the mental palate.
It's just dumb.
Oh yeah, absurd.
But it's not. It's supposed to be. Yeah. And I like how it comes back again in the restaurant. Oh shit.
Yeah. So it works. But then you get into the autumn years, and that's kind of some of that is just a little bit less for me. Like the creosote in the restaurant. I mean,
before
honestly,
that though, didn't we have the
where they steal the guy's liver?
The liver, involuntary.
Well, we have middle age. That's the
one.
where the couple goes to the restaurant to get a conversation.
That's right.
Yeah. And that one, to me smacks of, once you get through all of the, I don't know, the strife, the fighting, the education, then everything is boring. It's like either you're being, I don't know, you're either suffering or you're bored.
Yeah.
Also, these people went through all of that and didn't learn anything interesting because they don't even know like who philosophers are, and the Americans are stupid. And
it's got an S in it.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like that's my least favorite sketch in the whole film because it's too much like argument clinic and stuff like that. It's just I've seen a version of this before from them, so it's just sort of filler.
Yeah.
But it's also one of my favorite John Cleese characters in the whole movie because he's
John Cleese trying to do an American.
Yeah, but he's got like that buzz cut wig and the giant smiley teeth, and he's just it's so strange.
Very aggressive.
Yeah.
It doesn't work on its own as a sketch, but the fact that it then segues into live organ transplants kind of makes sense. Because you get to middle age and everything's boring and stupid, and you're like, oh God, why am I here? And the next sketch says, why are you here? You should probably give up.
Yeah. But that also has one of my favorite lines though, when they're like break in and then tell the guy they're here to take his liver. And he's like, but I'm using it.
That's
just like, okay.
As a kid, that was the one. I don't care about the throwing up sequence in the restaurant. Him getting his guts torn out is so graphic. Just for his screaming
blood everywhere.
But the terror in the screams is what is just nightmare fuel.
Yeah, and
I've never seen anything that matches
the real guts, from the butcher shop or whatever that they're lifting into the camera view.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And Graham Chapman not giving a shit. Just
it's a lot to take in. But then they go into like the whole
the best
romance
song,
the sub romance, and then it turns into the Eric Idle song about the universe.
That's the best Eric Idle song I think there is.
It's I mean it's weirdly it's a physics lesson condensed into a very
that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour.
Yeah. Oh, it's the music version of it makes you feel so insignificant, doesn't it? It's like, you are insignificant. Maybe you should give him your liver.
Yeah. But then it rolls into, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it is a great song, but at the same time, it is continuing this theme of darkness.
Yeah. It's just, and the cartoon that goes with it is just, it's uncomfortable.
The cartoon's a bit much.
Yeah. But
the song is like Tom Lehrer levels of nerd comedy.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's their secret weapon is Eric Idle, because he knows how to crank out just a very bouncy but dark tune.
Yep. Yeah.
It's like it's so easy, but no, it's not.
Isn't it terribly good to have a penis? Isn't it frightfully grand to have a cock?
Yeah. But then it goes into the creosote bit, which is the one I think that solidified the movie's sort of.
It's the one everybody remembers.
Yeah, because it's just so out there. And I will be honest with you, it still makes me laugh for no other reason than it is just so over the fucking top.
Yes.
It's like, my God. So first of all, he's thrown up, but he's just doing it projectile vomiting, and it doesn't end, and it's just getting everywhere. And it's just like, it's so insane.
And then everyone else starts throwing up. It's like, we don't care. We know what this looks like.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the quality of the fake vomit, that was some convincing fake vomit.
Yeah.
The fact that it's always sort of dripping out of his mouth and gurgling out in his mustache in every shot as well.
Yeah.
It's just, oh man, you can taste this shit like you're watching this thing. It's terrible.
But at the end, you get to the point where it's the line that sells it. It's the one that sticks. It's like, well, would Sir like a wafer to complete his meal? Fuck off.
A waffle meat?
Yeah. I'm going to throw up.
It's just one waffle meat.
It's only a wafer thin. All right. and then he just fucking explodes, and it's just guts everywhere. It's just
and
like,
Cleese
what is the
completely
purpose?
selling that he did it on purpose. And yeah. So according to Wikipedia, a wedding was held in that restaurant hours later.
Yeah, they had to clean up all the fake vomit. Yeah.
I'm like, how did they clean that up that fast? Like, did they
man.
bring in their own carpet? They had to have. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and the thing is with I guess as lowbrow as that was, the best laugh in the movie is the thing at the end of it with Terry Jones going, "At least I don't work for Jews."
Yeah, she's like an extra racist maid. Yeah.
And Cleese just goes, "Whoa, what?" Takes the bucket of vomit, puts it on her.
Which then transitions to Eric Idle as the French waiter who, you want to know the meaning? Come with me. And it's just this long, I mean, it's very Python from the show kind of a thing, where it's just this succession of him just going and going and going into the countryside and talking about the house where he grew up. And then he gives this like heartfelt speech. And then he like realizes
my mother told
cares.
me you must care for other people. And that is why I became a waiter. Well, it's not the best philosophy. Fuck you.
Yeah. If you don't like it, fuck you. Go away. Fucking blah, 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 blah. I mean, it's because you get that whole buildup and it's just such a fizzle end, but it's so fitting.
Yeah.
Fuck you. And then it rolls into death.
Death. The part that they say is the reason the movie failed, but one, you can't do meaning of life without death. And two, death is so fucking funny.
And it's, I love they committed to the Bergman aesthetic wholly, which is just amazing.
Are you here about the hedge?
Yeah. there's someone at the door, dear, a Mr. Reaper. It's just so dumb.
Yeah. And so it was just one of those, let's make fun of all of the stereotypes. You got the American Terry Gilliam is like, now let me tell you something, Buster, kind of attitude.
I just like to say what a really unique experience this is.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that like they all realized that they were poisoned by the salmon mousse, and then Eric Idle is the hostess is like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh my.
I didn't even have the salmon mousse.
Yeah.
It's such a British response. It's so great. And then it's and that's where it just really goes off the rails into the afterlife.
The final musical number. It's Christmas in Heaven, which was written by Terry Jones.
Yeah,
that was not an Eric Idle creation, but
it works.
Very much. I can see where he wrote it to fit a visual idea of what the afterlife is. And him with his Tom Jones hair and his enormous teeth.
Oh my God.
Graham Chapman.
Chapman just looks scary. He's so checked out. You could just tell.
It's basically Beauty School Dropout, right?
Yeah, essentially.
But
I love the fact that they get into it and it's like all of the bit players from all of the sketches. So they really know how to tie a bow on it. And you even have like the topless girls with the helmets that were chasing the guy over a cliff. Yeah. I mean, it's just like
the one part that makes me go, yeah, but they didn't die. It's like everyone else died.
Exactly. But whatever.
They didn't eat the salmon mousse. Yeah. I love that part. I love how they tie it up. And I love that the final message is, be good to other people, try not to eat too much fat, and get in a walk now and then.
Yeah, it's like, try to be nice to people, avoid eating fat, read a good book every now and then, get some walking in, and try to live together in peace and harmony with people of all creeds and nations.
Yeah. It's like intentionally trite. Once again, if you're looking for the meaning of life to be simple, something so simple you can get it in a movie, you're out to lunch.
So there you have it.
After hitting you for an hour and a half and saying how pointless and cruel life is, try not to be a dick,
Yeah. I think I really do. And then with the end quote about the fishes, I think that is really what they were ultimately saying is looking for the meaning of life is kind of a selfish thing. Maybe instead of that, you should just be kind to other people. Give that a shot for a minute and see how that goes.
Which is also hilarious considering that there was such an acrimonious split in the troupe right as this movie hit, basically. And then they all start splintering off and doing bits with portions of the troupe and other stuff. But yeah, that was the end of them as we knew it until Graham Chapman died and brought them all back together briefly. This is nutty. So
surprisingly held up.
I still remember the first time I saw it was on video. My uncle, who had been living in Korea forever teaching, he was back on a sabbatical and he rented it. And so we watched it as a family. So I'm talking like my grandparents, my mom, my uncles, my cousins who were younger than me. Like we all sit down and watched it. And to me, I'm like, my grandmother's head must have just been on the verge of exploding for the entire duration. Yeah. That's the beauty.
Did anyone, whomever picked the movie, had they seen it? Were they like inflicting this on everybody, or was it hey, I hear this is funny, let's all watch it?
Well, it was my uncle, who was always a little bit off anyway. He was sort of the black sheep. So he picked it. And I think in the same like double feature that week, we also ended up watching Under the Volcano with Albert Finney.
Oh my God.
Which is a movie that'll just make you want to fucking top yourself. I was like, oh my God. So
yeah,
that was sort of my early genesis of film, was getting that.
When you're barely old enough to understand what alcoholism is, much less why it's a good idea.
Yeah. So there you go. But as Python movies go, it's good. But again, to me, I rank this up there with something like History of the World Part 1, where it's got a lot of really good stuff in it, but it just ultimately doesn't land for me quite the way that the narrative features do. That's
so for me, because this was one of those, I mean, it was 83 when it came out. So this is like 84. Peak video store rental is a new thing, and I'm, whatever, middle school, and I'm riding my bike to the video store to rent stuff, right? So I think my memory is that I actually saw Meaning of Life before I saw Holy Grail or Life of Brian.
For sure.
And
all I knew was the TV show.
Yeah, all I knew was a TV show. So for me, that colored it because, for whatever reason, the just cheaper, older film stock and audio on Holy Grail always holds it back a notch for me. I realize that's dumb, but
that's kind of the charm for me.
It was true for me.
Because if you watch something like Excalibur, it's the same thing. It's like it's a grand movie of the time, but the technology just wasn't quite there.
But Holy Grail does look cheap.
Yeah,
I think they're riding around on stick horses, for Christ's sake.
For me,
it had no budget.
The order of them is probably, I don't know, Meaning of Life and Holy Grail are kind of equal. Life of Brian is behind them. And I can't put History of the World even in the same league. Like all the Mel Brooks stuff post maybe Young Frankenstein is not great. I don't really like Spaceballs.
Well, there's elements in them. But they're not great.
It's just a whole different kind of comedy. Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, great stuff.
Gotcha.
Let me say thank you, because I've had enough of Spaceballs and people telling me it's funny, because it's just not.
It's too uneven. But that's a talk for another day, I think.
It's uneven, and it's 10 years goddamn late.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I would say this is one of my favorite Pythons, mostly because whether or not it has a strong through line, it was the first Python sketch work we'd seen in a decade since the show went off the air.
Right.
And they had a darkness that, I don't know, matched my black
your
appreciating soul. Yeah.
Well, for me, it was like it hit more solidly when I was younger, when I had a little bit more of a nihilist outlook on things. Like nowadays, I like it. I watch it. It still makes me laugh, but at the same time, I'm like, ooh, that's a bit dark, isn't it? It's like, what the fuck happened to me?
I used to be a nihilist, but now I don't care as much.
Yeah, I don't care about nihilism. But it's disheartening to hear you say that you don't like Life of Brian. I mean, I assume that you like it. It's just not great. And I don't know if it's because the main character's name is Brian and that just maybe sticks it for you.
It does grate a little bit.
Yeah, I can imagine.
To hear your own name over and over.
Yeah.
It takes you out of the movie, but no, just dumb shit like the monks bonking themselves in the head. Like everybody thinks it's so funny, and I'm like, it's stupid.
Well,
I don't know.
It's got
didn't
my favorite Python line ever, though. Life of Brian, where he's addressing the crowd out front.
You're
and he's
all
like,
different.
You're all
all
different. We're all different. You're all individuals. Yes, we're all individuals.
Yes.
And then the one guy in the background, I'm not. It's just genius. It's a fucking genius joke. Well, however you look at it. So there you go.
I mean, yeah, there's whatever you think of Life of Brian. It's still better than most any comedy that came out that year.
Yeah.
That, it still stands up.
Agree.
Yeah. But you could take that because that definitely does poke religion in the eye. But then you get into Meaning of Life and it's just like all bets are off. Like, they just literally don't care. You can tell. And so I guess that's why it's a little bit darker. It's like these are clearly middle-aged men who just have decided they've got no fucks left to give. So I appreciate it, But
Yeah, what are you going to do? Take us off the air?
Perfectly encapsulates the movie. They just, who gives a shit anymore? And that's why it's wonderful.
Exactly. So rent it today.
Yes. So
it's free. You don't have to rent it. It is free.
Well, admittedly, I do have a DVD copy, so I didn't have to really do much.
Oh, good.
So,
well, we'll put a link to the free version because I love promoting any movie that's on archive.org.
Yes.
Yay.
So that's it for the week.
Yeah. And we are a podcast, so you can like us on your podcast apps and subscribe to it, and you can share it like anything else, and you should do that. And then if you want to find all our socials, we're either Magnificently Huge or Mag Huge. Huge.
A name they call Brian.
Social app of choice or YouTube. We're on YouTube. You can oh god
you know where to find
yours, so I'm going to pretend my sound is off like Eric's earlier and just
I'm just doing background music.
You can find our links to our socials on our website, maghuge.com, maghuge.com. You can email us magnificentlyhuge@gmail.com, and you can fuck right off. Fuck you.
Man called Brian.
Ay, ay, ay.